So it's time to find a guinea pig that needs a home. One of the shelters a little ways from here, actually the same shelter where I got Crumb, the pigeon. They have 7 guinea pigs right now waiting for homes. So I'm going to take a ride down there and see which one's been there the longest. It has to be a male because he's going to be living next to Gabe. Hey, Gabe. Gabe's wondering what happened to Schmeds. I know Gabe. He was very sick. He was very thin. He was wasting away. We're going to get you a new guy to look at, all right? He says, all right, but don't get a girl because that gets me too excited. No, we're going to get you a little boy. Yeah, a male. Huh? How you doing, Gabester? Woo. Gabe's came from a humane society in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He had been sitting there for, I think it was 5 months he was there, and nobody had adopted him. And he was living in a little cage there, yeah. And when I drove up to get him, they couldn't believe I drove so far to get him. They said, you drove all this way to get a guinea pig? And I said, well, yeah, because he's been waiting there so long and needed a home. It doesn't matter whether it would be a guinea pig or some purebred dog. Right, Gabe? He says, you drove up and got me in a giant thunderstorm. I know, everybody had to pull over on the freeway because it was so torrential. Got some nice big pieces of pepper. One for Mango. I'm going in there. And one for Violet Rutherford. Oh boy. Let's get in there and eat that. And Gabe says, where's mine? Whoa, there he is, Gabe. Everybody's gonna run and hide. You see Gabe's lined up his stuff here. I like how they push this around and they'll line it up so they can run from one to the other. Like I said in another video, all guinea pigs need is keeping them clean so that they don't have wet bedding. And the only toys they need are tunnels. They love the tunnels. And you want to put in a few clean cardboard boxes so they can chew. And they're happy. And then, you know, give them some love. And, of course, fresh water. Some leaf lettuce. Something that doesn't have a lot of calcium in it because of their tendency to get bladder stones. What you doing, Gabe's here? You gonna grab that? Okay, Gabe, we'll leave to eat it in peace. But you know, you can go with fancy stuff, the wooden tunnels and all that stuff. It's all colored and things, but you really don't need it. And like in another video, I said if you have one of these things and somebody's got a little Dremel tool, just cut another hole on the other side to let the air out so it doesn't get stale. You don't need to throw these out. Just cut another hole in them. And they're tunnels they can run through. You know, all things being perfect, I really like guinea pigs, and I would probably have one bonded pair of guinea pigs, and it would probably just be, this whole thing at the bottom would be just one big guinea pig area. But because there are so many guinea pigs in the shelters right now, especially they're still getting them from this COVID where people ran out and bought pets at pet stores, and then now they decided they don't want them anymore. So you're coming up with a lot of guinea pigs that are about 3 years old, 4 years old, being given away. So none of these guinea pigs get along with other guinea pigs. We tried with Miss Mango over here. We tried with her, with Violet Rutherford, and look at, she's got a stained up. You got staining on you. Look at you. You're all orange. I think Dad gave you some carrot too the other day. But these guys do not get along. And these are 2 females, Miss Violet. She's stained orange too. You don't get along with Mango. And Mango doesn't like you either. Mango's a real lady, and Violet Rutherford is a roughneck. Right, Violet? She's kind of a punk. You're a punk. Look at, you're all orange under your chin. And then Gabe, of course, he was used to being by himself. And he was not a younger guinea pig. They don't know exactly how old he was, but he's probably about 4 years old at least. It's time to head out and adopt a new guinea pig. And there's a little guy called Reese. Hi, sweetie. There's Potato. And he's another one called Peppa. Hi, baby. We got Odin here. Oh, can I show you here? He says, I'm hiding behind the hay, Ma, but I'm cute. Hey, sweetie. This is Odin. And he was there the longest. He's a single male, unneutered. All the rest of them had been neutered prior to coming here, but they don't do neuters on guinea pigs at this shelter. So you're the only unneutered baby, but he was here the longest. He's been here since May. So there were pairs, but I thought I'll get Odin here. How you doing, sweetie? We're gonna go home. We're gonna go home and have a big area to run in, okay? How you doing, sweetie? Okay, let's get moving. We got a long way to go. And here's Odin. And we're back at home. And when you know, he went underneath the towel. He went under the towel in the carrier and then he peed. So he was sitting in a big puddle of urine on the bottom of the carrier. So when I got home, I had to give him a little bath on his whole belly and bottom and feet. Yeah, you had urine all over you. Oh my goodness, he says, I did. This is Odin. And you can see he's got some longer fur. Look at this fuzz. He's kind of wet back here. He's got this long fur on his, and here, a little Peruvian guinea pig mixed with a short-haired guinea pig. That's what happened with your ancestors, huh? Whoa. He says, I'm wet on my bottom. But look at this. He's got some of these long hairs like this. Look at that. Isn't that cute? He's got medium hair, and then he's got a few of these really long hairs. You could do some kind of a James Dean hairstyle with that, Odin, huh? Look at this. Oh, he's a sweetie. I'm going to give him a treat because he's scared. He says, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. He came out and I was looking at all the guinea pigs there, and he was in his little house. And he came out and started squeaking and weeking at me like, week, 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 week. Like, take me home, because I'm all by myself in a little cage. How you doing? Well, he was there the longest, which wasn't very, very long. About a month. And look at this sweet baby. Oh, look at that sweet baby. Wait till the other guys see you, huh? They're going to say, who's that? Let's get him a little treat. And to start with, because I don't know what he was getting there at the shelter, whenever you start feeding a guinea pig or a rabbit, anything, start out small, because they have to have bacteria in their stomachs that digest whatever you're giving them. And if they're not used to some certain food, they might not be able to digest it really well, and that can lead to problems. So we always start out small, introducing any new food, and that includes greens. The only thing that you don't start out small is with the Timothy hay. You make sure they have a lot of Timothy hay all the time. So I'm going to give him a tiny piece of red pepper to start out with, and maybe a couple little leaves of lettuce mix, and see how he does. and then you can increase it. And a good thing with rabbits and guinea pigs also is that if you have something you're giving them, let's say you're going to give them even like a very, very tiny piece of carrot every day. You want to give them every day a tiny piece of carrot. And I'm talking a really small piece of carrot, like the size of your fingernail. Do it every day, because once you start feeding them something, they have bacteria in their stomachs that will digest that. Different bacteria can digest different kinds of foods. So if you give them carrot, which you shouldn't give them a lot, but if you want to give them the tiniest piece every day, they will have bacteria in their systems that to digest that. If you suddenly stop giving something, and this is what I heard from an exotic vet. Now, this is one vet's opinion, but if you you stop giving them some treats, the bacteria in their stomachs that digest that type of food will die off. And if they die off in any quantity and you have a lot of bacteria die off at one time, that can also lead to digestive problems and can make the guinea pig or rabbit sick. So start out small. Once you get going, kind of keep a consistent diet. And I guess that's the word, is consistent. You know, if you're giving romaine lettuce, then keep giving romaine lettuce. And you can add in tiny bits of treats, you know, here and there. But if something is something that you give every day, like these guys get red pepper every day, I would not want to stop giving them red pepper. I want to make sure that I'm giving them the red pepper every day, so that their systems that are used to having that get that consistency.